Did you know that in a medical malpractice case in New York, we have to show that the doctor violated the standard of care in order to show that they are responsible for the injury and the harm that you suffered? Would you like to learn what this is about? Come join me as I share with you this great information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. You know, we have to determine whether or not the doctor violated the basic standards of care in order to determine whether or not he's responsible for the injuries that you suffered. Now, why is that? And first of all, what is the standard of care? Well, let me share with you a couple of things. There are basic patient safety rules that the doctor must adhere to for the benefit of treating patients. The doctor also should know what the standards of care are for different scenarios. And many times, especially doctors who are board certified, have achieved a certain level of certification. And that means they've achieved the baseline standards and understanding that is applicable not just in Brooklyn, not just in the Bronx or Queens or Manhattan or Long Island, but throughout New York, throughout New Jersey, throughout Connecticut, throughout every single state. So let me give you an example. Let's say you go to a gastroenterologist and now you're complaining about a problem. Well, if that gastroenterologist is board certified in New York, those standards that he is aware of and should be aware of are the same as the standards that a doctor in California should be aware of, and the doctor in Florida should be aware of, and a doctor in New Jersey. So those are basic standards of care that doctors all across the country who are board certified should recognize and understand. So now when you come into the doctor with certain conditions, complaints, and now the doctor begins to evaluate you, there are certain tests and evaluations that need to be done. And if the doctor fails or violates those basic standards of care and does not do what he's supposed to do, then all of those things may be a violation of the standard of care and may cause you significant injury and harm. And so the real question is, what is the standard of care? Well, the reality is the standard of care is the baseline knowledge of medicine that the doctors in that specialty are required to have. And in every medical malpractice case in New York, we are required to bring in our own medical experts to come in and establish what the standards of care are. That in this particular instance, it is required that a doctor evaluate this patient and come up with maybe a differential diagnosis. So why do I share this information with you? I share it with you just to give you an idea and an understanding about what is the standard of care, how it's established, and what happens when a doctor violates the standard of care. You know, chances are you have questions or concerns about your own particular matter, and if your matter happened here in New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. I do this every single day and I welcome your call. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.